This Aston Martin that has been left to rot in a wood for 40 years is worth a fortune. The sports car hasn't been driven since the 1970s and is rusty and undrivable. It had been sitting for 45 years at least. The wife, when she was the girlfriend of the fellow who owned the car originally, she had said, "Well, that was there when we started dating and it never moved." And that's exactly what it looked like, because if you look at the pictures, those trees that have grown up and around the car took 45 years to get that tall. From first look at it, May thought, "Oh Christ, why would somebody do this and put this car here and park it?" There were no roads, there wasn't a path back to where it was. There may have been a path there 45 years ago, but not now. As you can see in the pictures, it's sunk down to the rear axle. The termites had gotten every bit of wood that had disintegrated in the door panels. The steering wheel remarkably survived. It was a time capsule. Once you pried open the door, it was sort of something that was just as he just left it. It was this weird archaeological artifact to this guy's life. If you look at the pictures, there's a pair of boots in the driver's foot well. There's a map, a condom, a 1970s-era Ramses condom, some empty beer cans and bottles, and the whole thing was largely undisturbed, and it does beg the question, did it break and he just parked it here? Original plan was to move it untouched, with the ground and all. When started to move it and excavate it, how bad it would be was a fear and plan for the worst, and when going to start to move car and it's going to snap in half. Remarkably somehow, the chassis was far more intact than would be predicted. But car condition was not so tragically. The rear shock mounts were junk. The spare tire was well disintegrated into the ground. A lot of the inner panels and the fenders had rotted away, and the bottoms of the doors through electrolysis just didn't exist anymore. When the car was pulled out, dragged out of the ground, got it to the workshop, inflated the tires, and the tires held air, which is another one of those "how is this possible" moments. The car was put up for auction and sold for over $400,000 despite its poor condition. Wonky, rusty, and dilapidated, the 4B4 will make a challenging but rewarding restoration project for the lucky bidder. Car was totally restored. The interior is re-trimmed in a new color using best quality leather and carpets. Dashboard stripped and restored to original specification. Body fittings renewed and restored to the highest standards. The car reassembled using all new seals and trims. All chrome work refurbished. All plated items replated to original specification. Fitted high-level soundproofing and insulation. New front windscreen, glass all round, and new finishers. The engine has been stripped and fully rebuilt using new pistons and new liners. The twin-plug cylinder head has been built to accept the use of unleaded fuel. All ancillary components fully overhauled or replaced as required and finished in original specification paints or plating as appropriate. The carburetors and airbox have been fully overhauled. All underbonnet components renewed as required. Fitted a full new stainless steel exhaust system. At auctions, the price of such a car currently ranges from $1 million to $8 million. This is one of the most impressive classic cars in history.